Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews Primetime. I'm Cairo, and we are live on Cool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share some of the latest news headlines that care for you. Let's begin with our headlines for tonight. The Supreme Court on Thursday issued a show cause order compelling several top government officials to explain why a writ of habeas corpus should not be issued for former President Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte is currently in the custody of the International Criminal Court in the Hague, Netherlands for alleged crimes against humanity. SC spokesperson Camille Tate made the pronouncement after acknowledging receipt of a petition filed by Davao City Representative Apollo Pulong Duterte, which sought the release of the former president through a writ of habeas corpus. According to Tang, the Supreme Court consolidated Representative Duterte's petition with his siblings, Sebastian and Veronica, who also filed their own petitions on Wednesday morning. On March 13, 2025, the Supreme Court and Bank anonymously resolved the direct respondents in the consolidated petitions to show cause within a non-extendable period of 24 hours from receipt of notice why the peremptory writ of habeas corpus should not issue, Ding said. The writ of habeas corpus is an order issued by a court directed to persons detaining an individual and commands them to produce the physical body of a person whose liberty is restrained and explain sufficient cause of detention. The consolidated respondents of the three petitions are as follows: Executive Secretary Lucas Rasamin, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remula, Interior Secretary John Vic Remula, Police Chief Romel Marbel, PNP CIDG Director Nicholas Torre III, Soldier General Menardo Guirafa, former Immigration Commissioner Norman Tangcinco, Foreign Secretary Enrique Manalo, Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff Romeo Brown Jr., Philippine Center on Transnational Crime Director Antonio J. Alcantara, and a certain Captain Johnny Gula. Between the three petitions, Sebastian and Veronica's focus on the writ of habeas corpus, while Representative Duterte's, apart from the writ, also petitioned for certiorari and prohibition, seeking to also prohibit the government from further cooperating with the ICC. The three petitions filed by the Duterte children are one of the four currently being tackled by the Supreme Court, the other being the petition filed by the former president himself with Senator Ronald De La Rosa. The petitions were filed after the former president was flown to the Hague in Netherlands, where the ICC is headquartered. The Philippine National Police is ready for any attempts to stage people power-like demonstrations in support of former President Rodrigo Duterte, spokesperson Brigadier General Juan Forjado said Thursday. This was after former presidential spokesperson Henry Roque urged supporters of the arrested former president to gather and protest the latter's arrest. Forjado said at a press briefing, the PNP always maintains our proactive measures, and if there are those who express their thoughts on these events, that is the right, that is what we call the freedom of expression, but not all freedoms are absolute. Forjado said at the Forjado said at the palace briefing. She added that the police are watching and monitoring this scenario and are prepared for whatever will happen. Forjado also clarified that the movements or exercises PNP is currently doing had nothing to do with Duterte's arrest but were for the upcoming national and local polls. She said, "We are seeing some simulation exercises. That is just part of our ongoing preparation for the upcoming election," she said. At the palace briefing on Wednesday, Police press officer Claire Castro urged Duterte supporters to think and understand what really is going on with his case at the International Criminal Court instead of pushing for people power. The people today, our fellow countrymen, should think and understand what is happening. This case at the ICC was not fabricated by the government. This was done during the time of former President Duterte, Castro said in Filipino. She described the plan as an act that would seem to push for the downfall of the government. And looks like we are met with an unfortunate news as Mayor Yesus Emmanuel Manny Vargas of Abulok, Cagayan has passed away on Thursday due to a reported cardiac arrest. He was the age of 58. Vargas' passing was confirmed by relatives and friends through official town hall pages, with many remembering him as a dedicated and civic-minded leader. The incumbent mayor was running unopposed for re-election, a position he also held uncontested in 2022. Before becoming mayor, he served as vice mayor from 2019 to 2022. By the line of succession, his son, re-electionist Vice Mayor Jesus Florencio Jeff Vargas, is expected to assume the mayoral post. Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group or PNP CIDG Director Major General Nicholas Torre III revealed on Thursday that he arrested and handcuffed former Executive Secretary Salvador Midaldia for allegedly obstruction of justice following former President Rodrigo Duterte's arrest. To recall, Duterte was arrested on Tuesday morning under an International Criminal Court warrant for alleged crimes against humanity during his administration's war on drugs. At a press briefing, Torres said that Midaldia tried to block Duterte from boarding the charter plane to the ICC headquarters in The Hague, Netherlands. Torres said the real turning point was when former ES Midaldia was blocking the process, and I gave him a warning saying, "Sir, this is over. The discussion ended earlier, so just board the plane first and we will talk about everything else in court," Torres said. So ES Midaldia insisted, "Dare me to arrest him," and I did. I read him his rights, arrested him for PD 1829, and handcuffed him, he continued. Meanwhile, Torre also insisted that Duterte was never deprived of food, medical care, and legal assistance prior to his flight to the Hague. He said there's no deprivation whatsoever of legal counsel and as well as his medicine and food. That's not true. We have provided all of these. In fact, his medical needs have been more than sufficiently met. This issue arose after Duterte's daughter, Veronica Kitty Duterte, in a series of Instagram stories, claimed the former president did not receive sufficient medical care while at the Villamor Air Base. The young Duterte also claimed her father was only providing one sandwich during his 8-hour flight from Manila to Dubai to a stopover prior to the final flight to the Netherlands. And did the Philippine National Police use excessive force in arresting former President Rodrigo Duterte on Tuesday? The PNP on Thursday maintained that it exercised maximum tolerance amid tension with the ex-leader's camp during his arrest. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Juan Forjado said in a press briefing on Thursday, "All the cursing, all the insults, the police accepted all during that time. We exercised maximum tolerance and no one from their camp was hurt. All their rights were respected, including the reading of the Miranda rights, giving due consideration to the medical needs of our former president," she added. While authorities arranged for Duterte's departure, his partner Hanilet Avancena was heard calling the officers abusive on an Instagram story by her daughter, Veronica Kitty Duterte. Similarly, the young Duterte cried harassment in another Instagram story on Wednesday, showing a tear in her dress allegedly caused by the police during detention. Fajardo stressed all the requests were granted except for the request to bring him to a hospital. "It is our opinion that the process was followed. We exercise maximum tolerance. If there's something higher than maximum tolerance, that's what the PNP did there." It is now 10:41 p.m. as we will return with more news headlines that care for you, right, coming up right here on Cool News Primetime. Stay along with us. We will be right back. Welcome back. Let's continue with our headlines. Scientists from the University of the Philippines Diliman have developed ways to create gold nanocorals through innovative and more environmentally friendly methods. Christian Paul Edre, Rufus Mark Cesar Ramos, Phil Justin Pangilian, Rogi Putista, and Dr. Mitchell Regulacio of the UPD College of Science Institute of Chemistry, along with John Ray Lewis Escosio of the UPD CS Natural Science Research Institute and the UPD CS Material Science and Engineering Program, introduced methods using natural low-cost aids in water and at room temperature. The UPDCS Science Communications in a statement said the production of gold nanocorals involves complex, costly, and environmentally harmful processes. In science, gold nanocorals, branch-shaped structures that resemble tiny corals, are valuable in fluorescence imaging and catalysis. Regulatio said in the same statement, the key ingredients involved are biogenic acids that are commonly found in plants. Using the right combination of low-cost biogenic aids or acids, we were able to produce hyper-branch gold nanocorals in water under ambient conditions, with the entire procedure completed in less than an hour. Regulacio, however, pointed out that the procedure indicated in the study did not produce nanocorals from other materials. Further, the researcher believed that the research development can spark interest in hyperbranch nanomaterials and can pave the way for potential applications in various fields. This work demonstrates that the creation of morphological designs does not necessarily require complicated and expensive fabrication processes, Regulacio added. The researchers' findings were included in their study named A Systematic Study on the Use of Biogenic Acids in Directing the Hyperbranch Growth of AU Nanocorals, published in Christ and Com Journal. A Filipino seafarer has gone missing following a collision between a chemical tanker and a container ship off the northeast coast of England, the Department of Migrant Workers confirmed on Thursday. In a statement, the DMW said the seafarer was on board MV Solong when it collided with oil tanker Stena Immaculate at the North Sea on March 10, 2025, at approximately 10 a.m. UK local time in the Humber Estuary Hall. DMW said the seaman was last seen at the bow of the vessel, the area of the ship that caught on fire after the massive explosion, said the agency. According to the DMW, there are 8 other Filipino seafarers on board MV Solong, and all of them were safely rescued and presently accommodated in the in a hotel in Gimsby, Gimsby, Lodon, as they await their repatriation. The official investigation into the cause of the incident is being undertaken by the UK authorities in coordination with the flag states of the vessels, said the MW. The LMA has personally informed the family of the missing seafarer about the situation and has committed to providing them with daily updates, it added. The DMW said it is coordinating with the LMA and the affected families of the affected seafarers to ensure that all necessary assistance and support are being provided during this difficult time. Police uprooted and burned 2.3 million pesos worth of marijuana plants in Sitio Nagawa, Barangay Cauayan, Supon Town during an anti-narcotic operation on Wednesday, March 12. According to a report from the Supon Municipal Police Station, at least 11,500 fully grown plants from 3 plantations covering a total of 4,000 square meters were destroyed during the operation. But police noted that no cultivators were apprehended during the operation. Samples of the marijuana plants were turned over to the regional office of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency before being submitted to the Ilocos Forensic Unit for laboratory examination, the police said. The Department of Justice on Thursday opposed calls of withdrawing from the International Criminal Police Organization, or shortened as term Interpol, stating that such a move would be a big loss to the country. According to DOJ spokesperson Miko Silavano, the Interpol allows the country to address different transnational crimes which have become increasingly prevalent globally. Silavano said in a chance interview, "It would be a big loss if we left the Interpol, because the trend today around the world is transnational organized crime, so the criminals will move to other countries, so we won't be able to catch them anymore," he added. The Interpol, said Silavano, tackles cases like money laundering, scamming, and even the illegal operations of Philippine offshore gaming operators. "So if we leave Interpol as a member, it will really be a big loss to the country," he added. In the Bagong Pilipinas Ngayon briefing, Silavano even attributed the arrest of dismissed Bamba Mayor Alice Guo and expelled Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnolfo Arnie Teves Jr. to the Interpol as it aids the country when dealing with difficult transnational organized crime. Silvano added, "That's why we got Alice Guo from Indonesia. That's why we arrested former Congressman Arnie Teves in Timor-Leste, because of our use of Interpol." Calls of withdrawing from the Interpol floated after the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who is now in the custody of the International Criminal Court. Despite the country no longer being a part of the Roman Statute, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said the government cooperated with the enforcement of the ICC's arrest warrant due to its commitments with the Interpol. The body enforcing the warrant would report. Yeah, there you go. Also, meanwhile, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Director Major General Nicolas Torre III claimed on Thursday that arrested former President Rodrigo Duterte threatened to file a case against him. Torre was the one who read Duterte's Miranda rights after his arrest on Tuesday, which was executed under an International Criminal Court warrant for alleged crimes against humanity during his administration's war on drugs. From his arrest at the Neo Aquino International Airport, Duterte was transferred to Villamor Air Base, where he was joined by his daughter Kitty Duterte and his common-law wife Anilet Avancena and others. On Thursday's palace briefing, Torres said he experienced physical and verbal harassment from the former president's camp while at the airbase. He said, "Physically, Anilet pushed me, shoved me, and was a strong shove when we crossed paths in the hallway. It's on video that her daughter, or Kitty Duterte, cursed at me," he said. President Duterte himself reminded me that I would retire and that his children and relatives will file a case against me after my retirement. Even before my retirement, he threatened me that everything is okay, Torres added. Meanwhile, when asked for his reaction to Kitty Duterte's curse directed at him, Torres said he could brush it off. "We can let that slide," Torres said. And now let's get into the showbiz. The first trailer for the upcoming Lilo and Stitch live action has stolen hearts with its cute and heartwarming moments that pays homage to the original 2002 animated film of the same name. The trailer promises a faithful adaptation of the animated classic as it opens with a dog-like alien named Stitch, voiced by Chris Sanders, who escapes his world via a spaceship to enter the Earth's atmosphere, where the young Lilo, acted by Mia Ke Aloha, is longing to have a best friend. The duo then finds themselves face to face with each other, building an unlikely bond that is meant to melt the hearts. "He's so cute and fluffy," Leo says to her sister Nani, acted by Sydney Adudong, who reminds her that the alien is now her responsibility. The trailer also sets the narrative with plenty of action from Lilo, Stitch, and Nani, amid people questioning whether the fugitive alien is an actual dog and the others from the galaxy trying to recapture him. The Hawaiian backdrop is also heavily showcased in the trailer, the beach, surfing, and the Hawaiian roller coaster ride song playing in the background, but the noteworthy scene that fans couldn't get enough of is when Lilo alters the ironic Ohana line. Amid Stitch's mischievousness, Nani is very much inclined not to keep him, but Lilo prevents it from happening. "Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten," she said wholeheartedly. Stitch is very much aware of his misbehavior, saying he is being bad and tries to apologize to Lilo, who reassures him that sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. The live action is directed by award-winning filmmaker Dean Fletcher Cam, with a screenplay by Chris Io Kalani Bright, and Mike Van West. Aside from the aforementioned, it stars Sydney, Elizabeth Kudong, Billy Magnussen, Tia Carrere, Hannah Waddingham, Courtney B. Vance, and such Galifianakis, among others. Leo and Stitch live action film opens in cinemas on May 23. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 1 minute before 11 p.m. and that will be it for koolNews Primetime tonight. We will return with more news headlines tomorrow with koolNews at noon, along with koolNews at 6 and koolNews Primetime later at the Saturday midnight. You can also send us your comments, suggestions, and feedback to our email at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until next time, fellas, I am Cairo, and this has been koolNews at noon. This is your station. This is home. And with that, this is Cool FM Prime Time. This is your station. This is home, Cool FM. I am Cairo. Good night.